Hi everybody, this is Amanda Ellis of amandaellis.co.uk, Facebook page Angelic Celestial Colours with a U, and you're watching me on my YouTube channel, which is Amanda Ellis 11. I think this is video 5 of a series of videos that I'm making where we're looking at 12 what we're calling Ascended Master Energies. Now, I'm saying I think it's video 5 because I've rather lost track. I think we've done 7 up to now. First video we looked at Ashtar, Mother Mary, Archangel Michael. We've looked at the Christ energy, Hilarion, Master Healer, Saint Germain, and Joseph, the father of Jesus as well. And I think that is what we've done so far. So what I feel like I'd like to do in this video is to connect into Gaia, Mother Earth. So not traditionally associated as an ascended master as such, but is certainly an enlightened planet. And that might be contentious. As I say that, you might think, my goodness, look around the world, it's anything but enlightened. But what we have to remember is that Gaia, Mother Earth, is a living, sentient being in her own right. And she has existed for thousands and thousands of years. She has existed before we came into the scene, as it were. She will exist long after we have gone. And she has a pulse, she breathes, she has a consciousness of her own, and she has a wisdom of her own. And she has decided to evolve into a higher dimensional frequency. And that decision was made quite a long time ago. And the Earth will evolve and is evolving to a higher frequency, what we are calling the move from 3rd to 4th to 5th to 7th dimensional frequency. And she's doing that. And we have a choice whether we want to go along with her on that journey. But the truth is she's doing it with or without us. The more that we can tune into the love that this true mother has for us, the more at peace we can be with our own physical bodies. So this feels quite an important video actually, and I hope it brings you great solace and great peace. I'm feeling a real calmness just sitting here as I was preparing the energies for this video. And before we get to any channeling or cards, I would just like to just show you a few of the things that I have around me to help me tune in, to help me do this video in the first place, to get us all that are watching into the right vibration to receive her messages. So you've probably seen that I've got some incense burning beside me here. Try to not set myself on fire. The incense that I've got burning is this one. I think this was given to me. It's part of the native collection. It's sage, which as we all know is a wonderful, powerful purifier, and it's wonderful just for clearing the space. So I've got some sage burning. I have got my drum, which I'm going to do a bit of drumming for you later. My drum has to be a colourful drum because obviously I work with the energies of colour. So this is one that I got quite a few years ago now, but we're going to play her to get us into the beat of Mother Earth. I have got some crystals. Obviously crystals are from the earth, are part of Mother Earth. And the one I'm particularly drawn to show you is this one, which is a very beautiful cube. And this relates into the base chakra of the body. It's one of those crystals that I bought a few years ago, and whenever you buy a crystal, for goodness sake, write down what it is that you've bought, because it's so easy to then forget. And I've forgotten what this beautiful crystal is, and I know it wasn't one of the more common stones. So if any of you are watching this and think, I know what she's holding, please let me know, because I'd quite like to know what it is that I've got here. But it's heavy. It's a very dense, beautiful stone, very grounding, all about foundations. So I'm going to have that here beside me. I have got some earth tarot decks to share with you. I'm going to be using the Messages from Spirit Guides by Stephen Farmer, because animals are very much linked into the energy of the earth. So we're going to be picking an animal that wants to come through from Gaia today to support us as we sort of go into a new year. I'm making this at the end of 2016 in December, the last few days of December. So it will be a power animal that wants to help us with the coming weeks and months in the next year. I've got the Native Spirit deck by Denise Lynn, and I've got Amethyst has been on top of this, again a purifying crystal. It's been on those cards for a good 24 hours just to clear them. And I've also got this deck, which is one of my old favourite decks, and this is the Earth Magic deck. It's by Stephen Farmer again. So we've got two Stephen Farmer decks. I believe he used to be married to Doreen Virtue, so we have his energy with us as well. And what else have I got here to show you? And the other main thing that we're going to be connecting into is this beautiful spray. Some of you are asking me in this series of videos, because I'm assuming some people are quite new to my work, where am I getting these sprays from? What are they? For those of you that don't know, I make the sprays myself. They are blessed with the Archangel Metatron energy, and there are 5 elemental sprays: earth, air, water, fire and cosmos. We're going to be obviously linking into the earth elemental spray today. And then I also make another 26 sprays on top of that, linked into the chakra system and other things such as loss and grief, joy, peace, inner child. Take a look at my website, amandaellis.co.uk. There is an online shop there. If you're interested in the sprays, that's where you find them. So sorry, I just had to say that because people are asking. Okay. And the other thing I must just say, because it's the first time I've actually lit it, I think it's really beautiful, is this was a Christmas present. Somebody gave this to me, and it's called an eternity candle. And it's so clever because actually, I hope it's coming across on screen. It's basically just one single tea light and 2 mirrors. And so the idea is obviously that the one flame is eternal, it travels back in time. So that feels very appropriate when we are thinking about the earth, who has existed long before our light came to this great place. Okay, so let's just now spray the earth elemental and let's get grounded. Okay, more than anything, let's get grounded. So I'm just spraying this around myself. It has a very spicy smell. I love the smell of this one. It has whole leaf as one of the ingredients in this oil, in this oil and water combination, which has a very calming, beautiful energy to it. So let's just link into our bodies for one moment. Let's just breathe into them. And just as much as you can, just try and be at peace with your physical body. Feel your roots going down into Mother Earth. Feel the support of the earth and Gaia beneath you. And just take a moment to pause and to thank the earth for all that she gifts to each of us every single day. The sunrise that rises every morning, whatever is going on collectively in our world or personally in our own life, the sun always rises and the sun always goes down. The moon comes out, the waters of the earth are around us, the earth underneath us, the air that we can breathe freely, the fire that warms our bodies, the greater cosmos that is about exploration and mystery and bringing down extraordinary light and blessings into our earthly existence. Okay. So one of the messages that I felt that I want to say our mother, it's our true mother, Mother Earth, wanted me to talk to you about today, before I go into a more direct channeling, because she's already been talking to me, is I know within the spiritual communities there is a lot of concern at the moment about aspects such as the pipeline going through North America, and also particularly chemtrails. Now, whether or not you believe in chemtrails, which effectively are the white lines that we're seeing in our sky increasingly, and people are saying we never used to see them quite to the degree that we do now, and that's not just because obviously air travel has increased dramatically in a generation, but there is the theory that, you know, there are chemicals being sprayed. Now, I don't know quite whether I believe that or not. Doesn't matter whether I believe it or not, actually, because what the message is about is that maybe rather than focusing on something which is almost out of our control to change, so if you take something like chemtrails, and by rights, yes, getting angry, getting frustrated, trying to change, but you're up against this huge brick wall, which is bureaucracy and companies and status quo. What I feel the earth energy is wanting us to focus on more is our own backyard. And it's being pointed out to us that so often we can get so upset and so angry about the really big things, whether it is chemtrails or pipelines or anything else, but yet we're not actually looking at our own individual actions, which we are doing day by day. Okay? And if we could only focus more on the smaller day-to-day things, we would actually start to shift the energy, the consciousness, to a place where naturally the bigger things would start to change as well. Now, talking very practically, at a practical level, because it feels like the earth energy is a practical energy. I, for example, over the Christmas period, which we've just been through, we're quite an environmentally friendly family, and we try to recycle as much as we can, and we have compost bins, and we have, well, my husband is particularly very environmentally friendly actually, so we try and do our bit. But I was pretty appalled by the amount of rubbish that we produced as one family over a week's period. And this was all in the plastic and the cardboard, but particularly the plastic, that was in the gifts that had been given. So whether it was you were buying somebody, or somebody had given you a box of chocolates or some toiletries, all of the packaging was plastic. And all of that packaging, somebody has to do something with it. It has to be recycled. And I was very aware, as I was putting the rubbish out after Christmas, of all of the stuff that my family was dumping into the earth. And my family and myself is just one out of a whole street that did exactly the same thing, out of a town that did exactly the same thing, out of a country that did exactly the same thing. Multiply that time and time over by country, and you've got a huge problem. So that's just one example, okay, and I'm just using that as an example. And that's what I feel the earth energy means by clear up your own backyard, okay? Concentrate on that first. Concentrate on the things that you can actually change. And then the bigger things will follow. So that's definitely one thing that wanted to be brought through, okay? Let's draw some cards at this point. I think that would be a nice thing to do. And I'm going to draw a couple from the Native Spirit deck. in particular. And this was a deck of cards that I bought last year, well, sorry, this year. You're going to be watching this, and it will have been last year, when I went to Canada and America in 2016. And they got a lovely energy to them. And I'm just going to ask for, I think, 2 cards to start off with. And let's see what Gaia, Mother Earth, wants us to dwell on in these 2 energies. What are the most important ones that we need to be looking at right now? Spirit Keeper of the North, okay, and I'll read what that's about in a moment. It's a very beautiful picture. And the next one on the pack is Peace Pipe, okay. And the one on the bottom of the pack is the Flowing River. Very beautiful. We've had lots of beautiful skies like this recently, amazing sunsets, and it really does make you appreciate nature and the beauty of Earth. Let's see what these 2 cards say then. So Spirit Keeper of the North, we've got the beautiful moon, we've got the energies of snow, which are about purification. And I don't know about you, but for me that feels a very magical energy. It feels as though the earth there is inviting us in to her mystery and her magic, illuminated by the moon, illuminated by the moonlight, wanting us, almost feeling, I'm feeling as I want to go into that forest and explore and find the hidden treasure and see the beauty actually of the ice and the sparkles. And I realise as I'm saying this, some of you are probably watching me and you're surrounded by snow and you're thinking, Amanda, it's not magical, it's just a pain in the butt. But actually it's almost saying, no, it is magical. Look at it, you know, appreciate it for what it is. The snow is a beautiful thing. But this is about Spirit Keeper of the North. And I'm actually going to look at what the message is for this card. So let me just find it. Spirit Keeper of the North. So if I put the card up whilst I read the message that goes with it. It says, take time for contemplation. This is obviously the Earth's message to us. Turn within. Connect with your ancestors. Incubate ideas. Mend relationships. Watch your dreams. Meditate. The answers are inside you, waiting to be heard. Stay warm. Create dreams for your future. Repair whatever is broken in your home and your life. Forgive those people and situations that you've been dragging around for a while. And your native spirit wants you to know, in the north, in the medicine wheel, the north is the direction that symbolises the darkest time of night, the coldest part of winter, the dark of the moon. And actually I am recording this in the dark of the moon. I know that for a fact. It represents the elder time of life and even a time of endings. Pulling this card indicates that it's time to take measure of your life, explore what's working and what's not working, and what and whom do you need to release. It's also the time to make repairs in your physical environment as well as make repairs to your body. Additionally, this is the time to begin to dream and make plans regarding your future. Your ancestors are close at this time. Call on them. They want to help you. And it says, stand outside at night, facing north, inhale the darkness, sink into your own depth. In the stillness, ancient wisdom emerges. It feels very perfect actually for what we're about to go into, which is a new year, which is always a time where many of us make new plans, but before those new plans can really come to life, there needs to be that period of incubation. It's almost as though within this image you can imagine all the bulbs that are actually underneath that snow and underneath the soil, and you can't see them yet. They're not quite yet ready to be born, but they are there, but they need to be nurtured and incubated. So that's Spirit Keeper of the North. We've then got the peace pipe, okay, and I need to get down a picture now that's on my wall. So, and you've probably seen it if you've watched my videos before, but he's holding a peace pipe. Hold on. So this is the painting that came through for the Archangel Metatron deck of cards that is coming out in 2017. This is he represents our elder indigenous tribesman, really. He doesn't have a particular country. He is representative of the elders of the earth, but he's got this beautiful peace pipe, and actually the colours are very similar, aren't they, to the one in the picture here. So it's almost as though he wants to talk to us, and he is talking to me as I'm holding him. And I'm realising, and it's so beautiful actually, I'm realising as I'm making this video that there has just been, and I don't know whether it's going to hold, but literally within the last hour or so, there's been some form of peace settlement that's coming through for Syria, I think instigated by Russia. And I really hope it holds. But the point is that the peace pipe is being offered. I don't actually want to read the message that goes with this card because I'm feeling something else coming through, which is actually that we are being asked to offer a peace pipe to somebody in our life that we have struggled with for a long, long time, that we haven't seen eye to eye with, which we've maybe had disagreements with, but it's time to offer, like the olive branch, the peace pipe. The elder statesman holds this, knowing that there will always be an opportunity for it to come forth. And so he's ready and waiting to whoever wants to take it from him to then be able to feel its energy and to invite peace into the relationship that we are talking about. So if I just pop him down here, so I've got his energy beside me, think about your life at the moment. Think about your life last year in 2017. Who was the person that really pressed your buttons the most? Okay, the person that maybe irritated you the most, the person that challenged you the most, or it could be a behaviour. It doesn't have to be a person. It could be a behaviour. It could be a situation. It could be a company. It could be anything. But it's something whereby over the next few days, whenever you're watching this, because time is, you know, a funny old thing, it's not really lateral in the way we think of it, somebody needs to be offered the peace pipe. And also I'm being told that some of you need to offer it to yourself, because it's about being at peace with yourself. Okay, so that's that message there. I'm going to go into a bit of drumming now, and I would just like us to try and link into the energy of this drum, okay, and try, if you can, to link into the beat of the earth beneath you. Now, I know I'm not sitting outside doing this, but it's just because the weather's not particularly great at the moment in the UK, but some of you might be able to watch me outside, and that would be really good if you could, because you can actually feel the pulse of the earth beneath you. But let's all, wherever you are, wherever you're sitting, let's just gently try to feel the beat of the earth underneath our feet. And when I say the beat, I'm talking about the heartbeat. The heartbeat of Mother Earth. The pulse of Mother Earth. That pulse, that beat, is constant, is regular, never stops. Whatever goes on around her, whoever exists upon her, that beat carries on. When our foundations are shaky, it's as though her beat quietens. It's still there. We need to strengthen our relationship to it. So let's have a moment of quiet and just listen to the beat. Let it go through the whole body. And as well as that beat, the earth wants us to dance upon her, to have some fun, to have some joy, to have some love, to feel all the beauty of this beautiful earth. When was the last time you danced with a foot on the earth? When was the last time you made love in the moonlight? When was the last time you swam in the sea? When was the last time you scaled the heights of a mountain? When was the last time you ran through a meadow? When was the last time you soaked up the sun's rays? When was the last time you felt truly free? When was the last time you truly heard the birds sing? When was the last time you stopped to pause to be? The earth offers us all of this and more. The earth is our friend, our ally, and our support. And she knows that many of you feel unsafe and unsupported and unloved. She loves you. She supports you. She's here for you. She asks you to put your feet upon the earth and feel your connection to her, to the depths of her being, to the ancestors that have been before you and future generations that are to come through you, and to feel the life of this amazing, beautiful planet Earth, and to feel her love that's coming through for you now. Open up the soul chakras on your feet and feel the love that flows up from her, flowing up into your feet, into your ankles, into your knees, into your calves, into your hips. Warm, nurturing, beautiful, loving energy coming up from Mother Earth for you now. Whatever decade you are in, enjoy your time and your journey through the passage that you have upon her. Remember how hard you struggled to get here. Realize the number who didn't make it and weren't able to come to this planet. Know that you have been here many, many times before. This is home. It's your home for now. Don't despair for her. Don't lower your vibration for her. Keep your vibration high and joyful and heart-filled. That is what she needs from you. It is what she needs from each of us. That is what heals her. Not anger and frustration. She is more than capable of, well, I'm being shown here, you know, that the symbolism is of the protests that are happening in her name at the moment around the planet. And there is a degree where she appreciates that and she can feel the love that people have for her. But equally, she is all powerful and is able in a split second to create the dam to burst or the plates of the earth to move, to change physical structure upon this earth, to either prevent something happening, to heal something deep within the land, or to birth something new that needs to be brought up. She's saying she doesn't need us to argue and be full of vengeance or injustice or hatred for her. She tolerates much that has happened upon her, and she has been very tolerant to us as a species. She is able to self-heal herself. She doesn't want to have to do that because sometimes the way that she self-heals herself can have catastrophic consequences for those that live upon that piece of land that becomes self-healed, whether through water, fire, or any other aspect of the elements when they become out of balance. Gaia will always regulate herself, knows how to balance herself, and anything that is being done upon her is being done because she is allowing it. She is allowing us as a species to learn many lessons at this moment in time. And unfortunately, we live upon a planet of duality where many of us need the imbalance to realise that something has to become healed. It won't always be thus. So don't feel sorry for her. See her instead as this powerful, almighty, living, sentient being that can self-heal at any time that she needs to. And she has done so through thousands of years. She has always been able to correct herself. But she's holding out for us as a species because she believes in us. Back to that first message, it feels really important. Look after your own backyard. Look after the land upon which you already live. Look at your actions and consequences of the way you live and how you live it. And I'm being shown here a dial, a heating dial in a house. She's probably been watching me. I'm making a joke, but it's a serious point. You know, it's the dial that's set too high in a home, whereas actually all you need to do is put another layer on. Okay? And equally in other parts of the world where we turn on the air conditioning when it gets a little bit too warm. I'm not talking about excessive heat, I'm talking about a bit too warm. Do you really need that? So there are many actions, things we can do right now to start to correct the balance. It's about our relationship with the earth. By focusing only on the big things, the biggest things, means sometimes we we sometimes neglect the smaller things that are still happening at home, which are just as important. Okay, I'm going to pull an animal card now, and let's see which animal wants to make its appearance. This is usually the point in time when my dog would start to bark its head off, but she's on a walk at the moment, so she's not going to do that. I have to say, though, that the life that this dog has brought into my home is amazing. As any dog owner will know, they do that, don't they? Anyway, let's see what animal Mother Earth, Gaia, wants us to focus on, or just hear the message of. See where I'm asked to stop. There. Oh, there's two come out together. Both beginning with P. P for peace. Polar bear. Stand up for yourself and speak your truth respectfully and compassionately with no attachment to outcome. Okay, so I'm just going to put that up. The polar bear. Stand up for yourself and speak your truth respectfully and compassionately with no attachment to outcome. So that's the message that comes through with that card. The polar bear, I mean, to me, straight away, I'm seeing the polar bear on the melting piece of ice, you know, because that's what we're seeing in the news, that their environment is being tarnished again by our own actions. But again, the polar bear is the symbol, the white, the purity, the spirituality of any animal that is completely white is a given. You know, these are wise creatures. You know, we see a polar bear on a shrinking piece of ice and we feel rightfully guilty, but we also feel desperate for them. But again, we are forgetting the wisdom and the fact that that polar bear is the teacher to us. They are the teacher that is trying to bring us to our senses and make us wake up to our own actions. And that's not just about climate change, it's about the fact that it's about respecting the environments in which we all live, whether we live in the Arctic Circle or we live in the south of France. Respecting the environment and realising that if we don't look after our own environment and treat it respectfully, and that's saying that you actually do it for 7 generations hence. If you did that and you actually really thought about what you were doing and how you were living your life, and do you need the latest gadget or whatever it is, or, you know, when you're throwing things out, you know, where's that going to go? If you actually thought about that, not just in terms of a throwaway society type mentality, but in terms of future generations, what's the consequence of that going to be? We would all be living in a different place. And I don't feel that the earth is cross with us. It's not like she's trying to lecture us. She's just trying to bring home her message to us. And it's an important one. Batteries are another thing that I'm very aware of. You know, you can't throw batteries into a bin anymore. If you're throwing batteries into a bin, where are they going? They're going into the earth. They're polluting the earth. You know, nappies, it goes on and on and on, you know, and I'm not sitting here with all the answers. It's as though the earth energy is just wanting us to start thinking a little bit more, being a bit more conscious in our actions. And the polar bear is a teacher, there's no doubt about that. Can you see the bear that I've got round my neck today? This is turquoise and silver. It's obviously a Native American bear, but you know, all bears belong to the same family. And then we've got an animal here, which is the platypus. And the message that goes with this one is stop complaining and focus your attention on the blessings in your life. Yeah, we all have blessings in our life. I think it backs up this message that I was getting at the start, which is about, it's not saying don't protest. It's not saying don't speak up for what's wrong in the world, because of course we need to do that. But it's when our energy starts to get depleted because all we're focusing in on are the injustices and what's going wrong. And maybe we feel very powerless because we can't actually change it. We can't change the laws of the land or the way where a pipeline is going to be fed from. But what we can do is we can change the small things in our life. And by doing that, we start to generally have a more uplifted mood. And we start to concentrate on the blessings. So I feel like I want one more animal. So I'm going to pull one more. And let's just see what we get. Okay, so the animal kingdom. What do they want to say to us? One more energy. This one. The rattlesnake. Okay, so those of you with a lot of shamanic training, I'm sure know more about maybe what needs to be said here about the rattlesnake. But the message that goes with this card is the experiences that you're presently going through are an initiation into fulfilling your purpose as a healer. Okay, so it's a time for it is a time of initiation at the moment. I think many of us are feeling that, aren't we? Quite difficult circumstances in life. It's quite a difficult time to be on the planet at the moment. It's not an easy period in the planet's history. There are many difficult confrontational situations in our world. But the rattlesnake is saying that it's a bit like we can shed our skin, you know, personally and collectively, and we can shed our skin and be reborn in a new way. Okay. Yes, I feel that's what I want to say here. I'm also being drawn to the fact that there is a little creature behind me on the wall. Where is it? I can see it. I can see it behind me, but I can't actually see it on the wall. How funny. It's a little ladybird probably, or something like that. We get them sometimes. Anyway, that's a mystery because I now can't see it. Yeah, it's a ladybird. I like ladybirds as well. So I hope that's helped somewhat. You know, the message from the earth feels pretty clear today, and I think above all else, it's about just trying to feel peaceful upon her. Let's pull one final card from a different deck of cards, and this is going to be from, as I say, it's one of my favourite decks. It's the Stephen Farmer Earth Magic deck. Let's see what it says. Okay, one more card, and then we'll close this video out. One's just dropped on the floor. Two have dropped on the floor. New moon, promise, and cave, sanctuary. We're coming into a new moon at the moment. So the sanctuary card for me is backing up that need to just go within a little bit, to retreat, to hibernate a little bit, to think about plans and projects for next year, what it is you really want to be doing. And the new moon comes in with a promise of new energy, new beginnings, and it feels very, very positive. So much love, everyone. I'm going to leave it there for the moment. I'm going to get this uploaded onto YouTube, and then we'll be on to video 6, where I know Serapis Bay still wants to come through. That probably will be the next one, and there's another few to do in this series, and then we're on to new work for next year. I'll be posting the January monthly energy view or reading as well in the next few days as well. It'll be up early January, so look out for that on my channel as well. Bye everyone, much love, earth blessings to all, bye.